but to go 13-0 in a Power 5 conference, you should be into the playoff. And the excuse, obviously, is that Jordan Travis is hurt, their quarterback. I think you're putting too much of a burden on a single football player for not playing, right? If Florida State had said, and we saw his leg break in half, but if he had said, you know what, guys, he is back for the playoff bear. Florida State's a playoff team, right? If they said he was back for the high ankle sprain, he's back for the postseason, Florida State would be a playoff team. So you're putting, in my opinion, too much burden on a single football player not being able to play. And I understand that single football player is the quarterback, the most important position in all of sports. I'm with you there, but to me, you're putting too much burden on this kid. He has to live with this forever. It's his fault. He's the reason why. An injury that had nothing to do with, that rugby-style tackle, back of his leg, broke his leg. And so to me, you're blaming one player too much for not being there. And secondly, it's a little bit disrespectful to think that Florida State, with their coaching staff, who Mike Norvell has designed offenses at Memphis that have worked well now, and at Florida State, with the wide receivers they have, with the offensive line they have, with the defense they have, that they couldn't come up with a game plan in 1 month with a backup quarterback to play well in a bowl game. I was in this spot in 2007. We had a fifth-string quarterback, Bear, playing a Sun Bowl in 2007, and we put up 42 offensive points. Now, we're not playing Michigan's defense. It was South Florida. But the fact is, if you give someone, that was Chip Kelly at that point, a month to prepare for a team with a decent enough quarterback, not Jordan Travis, but someone who Florida State obviously felt good enough to be their backup quarterback, they could have moved the ball, in my opinion, on anyone they played. It's not going to be what they were with Jordan Travis, but you don't even give them that chance by not putting him in there. You're saying we don't even trust your coaching staff and your players on that team to put forth a competitive game against Michigan. It's all about being competitive, right? And we think Alabama, and I don't disagree that Alabama is the better team, and they would have put a more competitive game against Michigan. And in the end, the committee will be right, because I think Alabama wins a championship, Bear. So they're going to end up being like, well, see, we told you that they were the most deserving, the best team to be in there. And so they didn't even put Florida State 8. They put him 5. So they're telling them again, like, you're right there. You're so close. If your quarterback was healthy, you would be in, which we all know. But again, I think you're putting too much burden again on Jordan Travis of taking the blunt of you're the reason why they're not in the playoff. They should have put him 8, Bear. They should have put him 8 at the very back of it and say, look, guys, you're not even good enough to be in the top 5. You're now 8. Instead, they put him at 5, Bear. They're just like a slap in the face.